after getting hit by birds, right?
That is exactly right. That was United Flight 2051 yesterday. It took off just after 8 o'clock from here at Tampa International Airport, and it was shortly thereafter that a flock of birds actually hit the plane. I want to bring in Emily Nipp. She's the spokesperson here with Tampa International Airport. So folks want to know at home, why did this plane have to circle around and around for hours before it could finally land?
Well, and after it hit these birds, standard protocols to bring the plane back to the airport it flew out from. So the problem was it had a full tank of fuel, and the fuel weighs down the plane enough where it can affect the landing. So in order to land safely, it had to burn off all that fuel. So it was about 3 hours of fuel it had to burn off.
And it safely landed. Nobody was hurt. Everything was okay. So we want to know, is there anything that the airlines can do to prevent this from happening? I mean, it's a flock of birds, and sometimes it just happens, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's a problem for all airports, especially airports that are near the water like we are. This is migratory bird season, so we're seeing more bird activity, but we do have a number of mitigation things we put in place. So we go out, we make a lot of noise, so we have shotguns with cracker shells that make noise and scare the birds off. We go around regularly and do that to scare off flocks of birds. What we also have is, and this is new, we have a predatory bird service, which is basically a hawk that we bring out that swoops into groups of birds that are hanging out in the airfield and scares them away. And then those birds are sort of trained to learn that when they see our cars or when they see any activity out on the airfield that they need to run because there might be a hawk coming.
All right, and then the last thing I want to go, where do we go from here? I know you guys have to do some testing of the feathers to see what kind of birds they are.
Right. Anytime we have a bird strike, we collect samples from the strike, so feathers, any sort of blood or anything that we can collect, and we send it to the Smithsonian Institute. They actually track the bird patterns, and they let us know what kind of bird it is, and then we report that to the FAA. The FAA keeps a database of bird strikes and what kind of birds we're seeing out there, what kind of bird strikes they are, and so that we can keep an accurate record and track any trends.
All right, Emily, thank you so much for joining us. So a lot being done, not just here at Tampa International Airport, but airports across the country to prevent this kind of thing from happening. The FAA says 11,000 bird strikes happen on a yearly basis here in the United States. Guys.
Man, if you see that, when you look at that flight pattern, all the circles they made, it really brings it home.
Yes.
And you hate it for
3
them.
hours worth. Yep.
Right. Okay. Marissa Lynn, thank you.